Have you ever wanted to have a flower bed that's literally all full of perennials and you have to do the most basic minimal of work? You don't have to plant anything every year at all because all of them are going to come up for the next following year. That's exactly what I have in my front flower bed. I've been working on this for literally as long as this channel has been going on. Finally, it is in full effect. Beautiful, but it does need some maintenance. I know it is all perennial, but they do, require a little bit of work. So in this video, come along with me with ramen in the window. We're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance inside of my flower bed. We're going to be pulling some crazy weeds that I thought was a flower, but it really wasn't. Move around some flowers. Talk about some bugs that we're going to be finding all up in there, and do a little pruning, maybe. Let's go. What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a much-needed form of mental health therapy, sobriety, and also learning how to navigate this crazy-ass world we live in with ADHD. And if you're neurodivergent, has a thing with like kind of forgetting about maintenance and forgetting about your flowers. Basically anybody, okay? A perennial flower bed is the best thing to do. So I'm going to show you all around. All of these plants that I have here in my flower bed are all perennials. I literally have to plant nothing. Everything in my garden is quite compact. Now that I think about it, the fact that it is so compact and small space, I have an excuse to extend my flower garden. You know what I mean? Like extend the fence a little further out so I can make my way throughout the garden, to do some maintenance. I do have here, this is beautiful yarrow. This yarrow will start to develop a lot of blooms, and then it will bloom for the rest of the season. I do have my cute little pansies. Look at them. Look at them and their stank faces. Okay, more pansies over here. I do have compact butterfly bushes. I have one right there. I have another compact bush right over here on this side. You already see Ramen, my feline companion, always chilling with me as much as she can. Okay, look at my rose bushes. This is my climbing rose bush that I have here. This is in middle of budding, actually. You see a bunch of the buds that are starting to go. Look at those buds. Oh, it's gonna look so beautiful. Look at my cat. Look at that little stinker. As you see here, I have a lot of lilies. Lilies is one of my favorite flowers. I do love lilies. They are so beautiful. I do have a red twig dogwood over there that I was mentioning before, but I also have one right here. This is going to be beautiful, especially in the wintertime, because in the wintertime, once the leaves drop off, the twigs actually turn red. So they do make a nice standout look for the wintertime. More hollyhocks, just a different variety. I do have one right here. However, that should not be here. That actually looks like a fig. Is that a fig? No, it's not a fig. It's a hollyhock. It's the leaf that's faking me out. The leaf looks like a fig leaf, but I think that's a hollyhock. Nonetheless, it is not in a good spot, because if it is a hollyhock, it's going to get way too darn big for that area. See? So I'm going to have to pull that one out and relocate it. Oh my God, what is this? Is this echinacea? Echinacea or daisies? Oh my God, they're growing right here in the front. They shouldn't be here in the front. In the front of my flower bed is all the low flowers. The compact flowers, the pansies, the compact butterfly bush, the yarrow, the phlox. However, what we have, the tulips, of course, but my God, those should not be there. I do have a peony at the end of the fence, but notice this. Notice a bunch of the ants. I don't know if there's supposed to be ants on here. Usually when you see ants in your garden, on your plants, it is a sign that you have aphids around. So I don't know if that is what I have. That can't be good. Okay, let's check this out. This is the creeping phlox that I was talking about. It's starting to get out of the season, which means there is not a lot of flowers going on. Eventually it will die up. But my tulips, as you can see, obviously they're done. A lot of my tulips, there is no more. The season has passed. So we just got to do a little bit of the maintenance. What the heck is this? This is just a weed. We just yanked that out of the ground. We're going to have to watch out for the roses, because that's really going to stab me. I also have a bunch of lilies, but the lily plants are going to come with this #1 stinker right here. This is, I just dropped it. Look at the little stinker. Look at you. The first bug of my stupid flower beds. Look at this. This is, no you're not. No you're not. This is the red lily scarlet beetle, something like that. I'll post it right over here. And this thing is super. Oh, it just flew away. See that beetle? That is a red lily scarlet or scarlet lily or something, whatever. You want to kill it, okay? I know other people can say, we're not going to kill these bugs. I am. Okay, we're going to squish these suckers because they do fly. Those are terrible for your lilies, and they have really destroyed a lot of my flowers. Okay, this right here I thought was a flower that I planted, but it's not. This is called the penny crest, I believe, and this is an annual plant. And fun fact that it is in the cruciferous family. Do not know why it's in my garden right now. I thought it was a flower I planted, but it's not. So I definitely have to yank this one out right now. This thing is big. I don't even know how it got in here. Look at that. That's huge. Oof. Okay, now that I pull that out, we can see what I actually planted over here. Ooh, this is my red twig dogwood. This is going to be beautiful, but aside from the red twig dogwood, I kind of planted a few plants way too close together. As you can see here, I do have some echinacea that is going to be growing. Oh, I just yanked out echinacea. Oh, we're going to have to replant that. Maybe I'll plant it further back. These are my hollyhocks. These hollyhocks get to be at least 8-10 feet tall. Beautiful blooms. I get them every year. Definitely a perennial, but well, yeah, they are a perennial. I don't want to say perennial because of the plant itself, or maybe the fact that they drop a lot of seeds. But I believe that this is definitely a perennial because I planted that last year and it's still going strong. This is going to be ridiculously tall. It is, however, kind of close to my red twig dogwood. I have a bunch of other stuff growing in between the dogwoods, which is, I believe, my daisies. I think these are Shasta daisies. Every year there's a bunch of Japanese maples, or maples, some type of maple tree seeds or something. They always just kind of pop up. Also, these dang weeds always pop up every year, and I do not plant them. They just, they're so invasive. And being that I'm not trying to use any pesticide, I'm kind of stuck with them. Okay, the tulips I can technically pull out if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave them there because I do want them to grow again for next year. What I will do, though, later on as the plants grow, as the season progresses, I will cut the tulips, tulip leaves back, leave the bulbs in the ground for next year. Okay, back here is starting to get a little more on the crowded side. I don't know if it's going to be kind of hard for you to tell, but I have multiple plants here that should not be, and I actually have to move some of them. It is kind of crowded. Now, in the front of the flower beds are the small ones, right? The small flowers. In the middle of this, I just see a lily beetle. Hold on. Oh, bitch. Kill you. Okay. This area, in the middle area, are all the lilies, right? But I also have other different type of plants that I actually planted last year, not realizing that they were going to be so clumped up together. Now, what I do have here, in the midst of I have my red twig dogwood, which is going to be the centerpiece of the back of the area. But as you see here, it is growing. Also, I have here some snapdragons. These snapdragons are quite pretty. I want them to stay for their beautiful blooms. But aside from the snapdragons, I have what I think are echinacea. I think I have some echinacea, so I'm going to have to move them. I do have right over here is hollyhocks. These are all in very dangerously close quarters, so I do have to be careful. One of these plants has to go, and I'm thinking that the echinacea, or either these are the echinaceas or the yellow flowers that I grew last year. Yellow daisies or type of, I know what it is. They're yellow, but they need to move because they're too close together. So we're going to be digging out these flowers and moving them further back. A lot of these flowers I can chop. Like once the blooms are done, I can chop the leaves, leave the bulbs inside of the garden beds. So other surrounding flowers like the red twig dogwood or the hollyhocks can have more space to bloom. I'm in the back of the bed. Now this is where I have the little bit of the walkway. This is where I have the most space to move. Eventually all this will spread and this will take over here. So I won't have enough space in the future. Notice that my lilies are starting to spread. More spreading right over here, more lilies. That spread, I moved that. This is another type of daisy. I know it is. Some type of something. I know I planted this. I don't remember what it was. It's got to be in the daisy family. I just moved this one over here to this side. More hollyhock. See, look, hollyhock, hollyhock over there. That hollyhock I do have to move. That is in the wrong spot. It's just a matter of how the heck am I going to get over there. The more filled up it gets, the less I'm going to have to be worrying about weeding, because it will shade out all of the excess sun and there won't be no room for the weeds. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got something, got some good information out of it. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have a flower bed? Also, if you do have a flower bed, what kind of flowers are you growing? I would love to incorporate new flowers into my garden, as I'm always doing every year. So do let me know. Drop it down in the comments below. As usual, everybody, you and me both are going to be growing our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. God bless you all. Until the next episode, peace and love.